just wanted to share some exciting news and exciting announcement. So, for those of you who've been following me for a while, you may recall that I did a series of live Facebook streaming events to support people who were applying to do their doctorates in clinical psychology training, so the D-ClinPsy, which are courses that run across the UK and are funded by the NHS, and they are open for people who have done psychology degrees with a certain type of accreditation called graduate basis for registration, and they might have done masters, and they might have done additional training, additional qualifications, and of course had additional experience. And the feedback was overwhelmingly positive, and I thought this year, to support people applying for the process, I would go one better, and I would draft some other clinical psychologists in. So for those of you who've also been following me for a while, you may recall my book, The Grief Collective, which is a collection of 54 real life accounts written by people who have grieved. And it was all about their story, all about their journey, and all about what has helped them overcome grief. And so the Clinical Psychologist Collective will be born. I am opening for submissions as of right this moment. If you are a clinical psychologist, or if you have ever been a clinical psychologist, so you might not be practicing currently, I would love for you to apply to register for more interest, to find out about this project, and to start putting your pen to your paper and crafting your tale, so that we can offer top tips, guidance, support, encouragement, wise words, kind words, bit of humour for the next generation of clinical psychologists. It might also be a great opportunity for people who already might be on training, or already might be clinical psychologists themselves, to look at what other clinical psychologists are doing, to see what might entice them as an avenue to work in future. So there's a wide target audience. It might be people that are thinking about applying for, the doctorate right now, or thinking about maybe weighing it up. I really hope to have representation from, all ages. Diversity is key to this project. We really need to level the access for these highly coveted clinical psychology doctorate places. So on my website, just tucked underneath the Grief Collective, so my website is goodthinkingpsychology.co.uk. Just tucked underneath the Grief Collective, you will find a little page now called the Psychologist Collective. And there you can register to get more information about the project if you are a clinical psychologist, or if you are a trainee and you have a very interesting tale to tell. I'd also really like to hear from people who might have dropped out of training, who might have decided that it wasn't right for them, or for some other reason, life happened, it turned up and meant that they couldn't complete their training. I'd like to, like I said, inclusion, diversity. I'd like to speak to a wide variety of people. I'd like to include those voices within this very important piece of work. It will be a paperback book, and it will be an ebook, and I'm aiming for publication to happen on the 1st of September, which is when I believe the application processes for this year will come about. So I really hope that it's going to be incredibly useful for people who are, wanting to kind of take the steps forward into their the next stage of their career. I know it's really, really tricky to even get on the first rung, to get assistant posts. I remember it well, and it can feel especially difficult at this time of year, where people are finding out whether they've got places on doctorates because the interviews are happening, or where they haven't, and where they have to wait a little while longer. So I really hope this is coming at a really good time. If you think you might actually really like to read this book, then you can also go to that page on my website, and there's a little place there when you can opt in for more information. So yeah, that's cool, isn't it? Because I can keep you informed about every stage of this development, which is really cool. I'm really excited about that too. And it means that you guys can feed into what you want to read. And then I can recruit stories like that, or ask people to write like that. So if you are a ClinPsych, or if you ever have been, or you're a trainee or have been, I guess I don't want loads of trainees in the book, purely because it's a clinical psychologist collective, and so I kind of want to have mainly qualified clinical psychologists. But if you're a trainee and you're excited by this opportunity and you think, I'd really love to support the next generation of ClinPsychs, then do please feel free to apply for more information. So yeah, that's about it. Are you excited? Are you going to register? Have you got anybody you could mention this project to who you think might be ideal? I would love to know your thoughts, and I will look forward to keeping you posted of the situation. Applications, so stories need to be in and submitted along with consent forms by the 5th of July. So we've got a little while longer than we had with the Grief Collective, which we did all within 1 month. So, you know, we've got a little bit more time. And breathe. So yeah, hopefully less midnight oil required, but a really exciting project. Yeah, I hope you are excited too. Please do feel free to like, share, comment, engage, so that I can reach a wider audience, so that we can really help support the next generation of clinical psychologists. I do happen to think that I've got the best job in the world, and I'm so excited to be able to help support people on this journey too. Hope you agree. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. Bye.